Hi everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs, and I'm here with part 2 of our little golden book series. And what we're working toward is making a little golden book just like this one, from start to finish. And we've gotten this far on part 1. What we're going to be doing today is picking out our papers and cutting them and getting ready to go in, but we've done this part of it. And our shell or our cover is completely dry now, so we've done that, and we went ahead and added in our extra twine here. And as you can see, you can't see it, and it has made it nice and sturdy. So this is a nice start to what we're going to be doing. But today what we're going to do is we're going to pick out our papers and prepare our papers, and then in part 3 what we'll do is we will go ahead and sew in our signature and then make our tassel. And then after that, the decorating part, you guys can do that on your own. Okay, so first I want to say hi and welcome, and if you're new to my channel, I do a lot of tutorials and things like that, or craft with me and that type of thing. I do all different types of little golden books because I really like all different types. And right now I'm doing some Christmas little golden books that are a little bit more involved. And then in November, I'm going to start doing some quick projects that you can, do for like little presents or things like that. Okay, so anyway, for today, we've got our book, and all of your little golden books are similar size. So the sizing is going to be about the same. Your papers, I have an assortment of papers that I like to use, but then again, that is up to each individual as to what you want to put in there. Okay, first off, you're going to need your cover that you prepared and a ruler. You're going to need something to cut with. I personally like to, I have a big cutter, but you need at least some sort of trimmer. You can use your scissors and the ruler, but you're cutting a lot of papers, repetitively. I would definitely invest in something like this. And then basically whatever papers that you want to put in your journal. It's not going to take a lot today to get everything done. So first off, what I want to do, put that aside, is kind of show you some of the papers that I plan on using. Okay, so let me go through this stack here. First of all, I'm going to be reinserting the papers that came in this little golden book. Okay, the way that I do it, I don't cut down my papers. See, they'll fit inside, and I also do 2 signatures, and I keep them in order. So here's the 2 signatures that came in the book, and we're going to reinsert those in the book. Okay, in order. So those are part of the papers. You keep that in the paper count. The other thing that I like to do is, and this is just me, you don't have to do this, I like to use some sort of cardstock on the front of my signature. So I'm going to have 2 signatures, and I like it to be basically the same size as my little golden book pages. So so we're going to have to work with that to increase the size, because this is 12 by 12, and if you fold it in half, it's going to be a lot shorter than this page. And of course you could leave it in there like that, that's not an issue, but just for the 2 signature covers, I actually use and just some scrapbook paper that has a little weight to it. And I only do that because I like to add my pockets and things to those pages, and I like them to be a little bit heftier. Okay, so anyway, I have a few papers, let me see, And I'm really gonna just be using, you know, 2 full sheets and a few little pieces here and there. And then my extra pieces I will also insert inside my little golden book. And I pick those out, usually whatever theme I'm doing or whatever. And I also look at the colors in it and the style, if it's, you know, kind of retro or whatever. I kind of try and stay with that, just to kind of make it all not match but blend well, okay, and to have a theme really. The other things that I add are I do add some dyed papers. I don't always put coffee dyed papers. I do sometimes, or tea dyed papers, and that's on some of the other little golden books with the different colors and the style. It looks good with that, I think. On this one, I kind of like these are just dyed with food coloring. I like these colors in there, and I actually have a few more colors that I'm going to use. And I always dye my pages when I do this, just to show you. I dye my pages with food coloring for this, but I do legal size pages, and that's because when I do my little golden books, I want to have the width of these pages. And then these end up being just a little bit smaller, very close to the same size as the little golden book pages. And I like to do that because I like to have the variation of pages, and I want to have a few pages that are the same width as the little golden book pages. So I will use these and cut them down to this size to put in there. And I like the colors because you have a lot of little pastel colors and things in there, and these colors go really well in the little golden books. Okay, so, and like I said, I just use plain old food coloring to do that. Okay, let's see what other things that I like to add. I do also like to add some bags, and I think I bought these last year. I couldn't tell you where, probably Hobby Lobby, but I'm not positive. Anyway, so I have these bags. They're a little bit smaller, and I will put those in my journal like this, you know, actually, and then cut this end off here, okay, and or glue it back, I'm sorry, and then cut that end right there. And then these will fit in my journal like that, okay? And I'll put probably 2 in each signature, and I also have a bigger red one that I can put in there. And that gives us little pockets or whatever we would like to put in there. If you have envelopes you want to put in there, you can do that. I'm not going to probably do it in this one, but definitely that's something that you could add. I have some different types of papers that I might want to add in there. I've got a few, I've got a couple pieces of ledger. I've got some yellow pages, and I put these in there. I like the colors and how they blend with what we're doing. I don't always use them in my journals if I don't feel like they fit in well, but I think in the little golden books they look pretty good. And this is just off a pad that I bought on Amazon, so I'm going to put those in there. One thing that I love to put in there is I love to put vellum. I like the feel of vellum. I just like to put a few pages in there. A lot of times I copy things on vellum and then put them in, but I think on this one, what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to use them plain and put a few pieces in there, okay? I like how it feels and it looks in there. And I usually put these right in front of the actual little golden book pages. So you'll see how that goes. The other things that I like to add is I may add some, you know, magazine pages, or this is a book page from Norman Rockwell, and it has a little town of Bethlehem on this side, and then it has this Norman Rockwell picture in there, and those have to go in like this you can fold them in half and have them on half on one page and half on the other, or you can put them in just to where you have to fold it out. Either way, it's cool to add those in there just for some variety. You may also want to add, move this out of the way. You may want to add some music pages, whatever different variety of pages you want to put in there. It really helps add some interest to your little golden book. The other thing that I'm adding in this one that I don't always add, but I'm going to in this one, I think that goes, I'm not sure where that one goes, is I will be adding some digital pages to this journal. And I wanted to go over one thing with you guys just to kind of give you an idea that in order, here, let me move this out of the way so it's not so distracting. In order for this to fit in the little golden book, where did my pages go again? I lost them. Hold on just a second. Here they are. Okay. In order for these little golden book, these pages to fit in there, if you cut these out, and most of the time I do borderless, okay? And this is a borderless copy. It turns out being a little big for the height, okay? Not the width. The width is fine, but the height is kind of big, so you'd have to cut them down, and then that cuts off a lot of your image. So when I do these for little golden books, if you have a 8.5 by 11 digital, is I go ahead and print them with the border, and then that allows you to keep the whole thing in there, because when you cut them out, and I don't know if I have, yeah, here we go. I'll show you these. That when you cut them out, what that does then is that gives you the perfect height after you cut them out to fit in the little golden book, okay? So, I mean, you'll be folding them in half, okay? And of course the width won't be as wide, but that's okay. But the thing about it is then you have the right height, then you're not cutting off the image. Because when you do it borderless on that, see, here's the two, you would have to cut off some of this image in order for it to fit in there. On this wouldn't look too bad, but some of them, you know, why do that when all you can just do them with a border, and it should work out to be about the right size, okay? The other thing that I am doing on this is I did not print these, you know, with something on the back, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place them together and glue them together, because I did it on, you know, it's on like a copying paper, but a lighter weight, and it's actually cotton paper, but I feel like that will be a better as far as, you know, being able to add things and put stuff on it as far as the weight of it, and then that will have something on both sides, okay? So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing, and I have a digital picked out, and I did not put the name. I'll put it in the description box. I completely forgot what it was. I was going to write it down, but I've had this for a while. And I'm going to be using this digital paper and inserting it in there also. And if you look at it, you know, I try and get the digital to be a similar style and colors that are in the book. And this has a lot of, you know, kind of multicolor, retro looking pages in it. So I thought, okay, well, that looks like it would work well. If you look at that, see, very, you know, similar. So it kind of, like I said, it goes together, but it doesn't necessarily match. So I'm going to end up with a total of 5 pages front and back, and I'll insert maybe 3 in one and 2 in the other, whatever, just to give it a little bit of extra variety. Okay. And so I will probably put around 15 pages in there, not including the bags and any other things. I have some doilies I'm going to put in there. I may put an envelope or two, and some smaller pieces. The other thing that I like to put in my little golden books is I like to maybe add a Christmas card or something like that in there. And I don't necessarily count those as far as my pages. So I'll put in 15 actual pages of like the journaling paper and my food color dyed paper and some of the ledger paper, whatever. I'll count all those up to about 15 in each signature. And then what I'll do is I'll add those other elements, and I won't usually go past 20 total elements and pages in each signature. So I keep it right about that. Okay, so anyway, what I'm going to do is show you how we're going to cut down a few of these, and I'm mainly going to concentrate right now on the signature pages, okay? Now, I have these different, you know, pieces here, and they all kind of go together. They're out of one pad, but I kind of want to put them in there. And on this one, I love this paper. I think it's really nice. If I fold it in half, leave this aside. If I were to fold this in half, because this is a 12 by 12, my bone folder go? I don't know. That bone folder seems to always be somewhere it's not supposed to be, but when I need it, I can't ever find it. Okay, so I'm going to just fold that in half. Okay. And, well, it's not perfectly in half, but it could do better. All right. And I love how that Santa looks there. I think that's really cute. And I know that I want to have pockets in there. So I could fold this up, but the problem is that then this would be upside down and there's words on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this the size that I need it. And I always go to my pages and I measure my pages. And I'm not going to have the width right away, but I will figure out the height. I'll undo one of these. I don't need both of them. Keep that over here. And so I'm going to use this to figure out what height I need it. Okay. And that's like almost 7. It's a little over 7 3/4. So, and just a tiny fraction over that, okay? So what I think I'm going to do there is I'm going to go ahead and get my cutter out and go, let me get this top part out. All right, there we go. So we are going to make the height, so that means we're going to cut it off on the bottom. I'm going to make sure we cut the right size, 7 3/4. This thing is really hard to read, let me tell you. 7 1/2 3/4. So let's try here. I'm going to go ahead and use this again to measure, just to get an idea if I've got it right. Just because I do not trust that thing. Oh, see, it's not right. Probably right here. Huh. Well, I don't want to do it at 8 because I honestly don't think it's 8. But I'm going to do it there to see what happens. If I need to trim it down, I'd rather have it a little too big. Okay. All right, let's see where we're at. No, that's about it right there. Okay, so I ended up using it at 8 here, so I must have measured it wrong there. But in any case, this is my my signature cover. This is what I would use in the front of my signature, and I love that image. But I also would like to have this part of it right here be equal to this. And that's just a thing that I have. You just certainly don't have to do that. So what I usually do is I will go ahead and hang on to this because we're going to use it again. I will take some of my matching papers and figure out what I want to put on the edge. Or the other thing you can always use is if you get these strips in your cardstock, they work great to put on the edge there. So that could be kind of cool. These are some that would look good. We need, let's see. We need, and I'm going to go like this. Hopefully I can measure better this time. We need approximately 3/4 of an inch, okay? Now, I did find I have some really cool washi tape, and it's right about the right size to put on the edges. And I thought I could maybe use that, but I started thinking there's not that much to attach to the side here. So it's kind of a bummer because I bet this is the same. Let's see. Yeah, this is just a little short of what we need, or maybe it's about the right size. I just don't think there's enough on there to make sure that we cover our edges. Let's see here. Yeah, I just think it would end up a little short, which is okay, really, because in the end, it's not going to matter that much. But I think what I'm going to do is I am going to take, let's see, some of these. Let's see if any of these are about the right size. Yeah, so this is 1 inch, and this is kind of big. I think what I might do, and I wouldn't have enough for both sides, but that doesn't matter. I might cut some of these strips and use them, and then cut them down to fit. So don't need that. And then I'm gonna, let's see where 3/4 is on this. Well, actually I need the overlap to glue it on there, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it a little bigger. So there's one piece that I'm gonna use. And I think I wanna use this one. Do I want the blue part? No, I don't think I do. Okay. No, actually, you know, I think I'm going to use the ho-ho-ho and cut it right here. Cut that. Maybe right here. Okay. So I have 2 strips. Here, I'm going to get another one too, just in case I decide I like this one better. Right? Hang on to these because we'll use them at some point. And I'm going to take that and see if I can get it to exactly the right size. These are my other book parts here. Here we go. Yeah, so this is much bigger than I need it, but I could glue it right here and get it to right exactly where I want it. And then, how much of this? I don't really want to cover the ho-ho-ho too much. So let me try this one, see if I like it better. Yeah, we're going to always cover a little of something up, aren't we? Why don't I take, let's see if I like that better. Let me try that. I want to see something that you can't really mess up the pattern too much. So let's just do an inch. Okay, that is not cut straight. Let me try it again. Oh boy, here we go. I have to line it up on this line better. It's hard when you're doing small pieces. All right, there we go. Oh, that looks a lot better. I don't think this is straight. Let me see. I don't know, that one looks a lot straighter, so I will do another one like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm still going to probably use some of these on the other pages, but you'll see. Anyway, I'm going to take, I've got my page there, and I'm just doing this, even though I'm measuring, I kind of like the idea of being able to, yeah, that's perfect. Put this here. I think I like that better. And I actually could have made it even a little bit bigger, but that's all right. And I'm going to just take my art glitter glue. Now, you could do this where you bend it around both sides. I don't normally do that. I don't know, I just haven't. But it makes it a little bit thicker. But this paper is pretty thick. So I feel pretty comfortable in the fact that it will probably work just fine. And I'm going to try and do this without getting glue all over my other pages. But I want to use this to measure. And I'm going to put this down basically right on the end. I've got that page folded right there. Right there. I'm going to have it right on the edge. And this is just to help me get it to the right spot. And hold it down and then just put that over it. So that gets it right where I need it. Okay. And then all I will do is just cut that. And you could have done that with any of the other strips that I did. And I probably am going to use those strips for my other pages. But you will see. And just cut that. Okay. And then I'm going to do it on the other side. And I may use this on this side. I don't know. Let's see if I like that over there. I think that one looks kind of cool there. So I'm going to do that. And basically I'm just going to do the same thing. Put my glue on this edge. I really need to refill this glue. I should have done that before I did this video, but I didn't think about it. Anyway, all right, so then I'm going to take this and, oh, here we go. Get that lined up. Do it that way. And I'm going to put this right to the edge, probably this way. Get it right even with the other side. See, just right there. I'm just edging it, putting it right to my edge. And, oh, that is going to overlap it a little bit. Huh. Do I like that? I don't know. Maybe I'll try a different one. Let's see where we go with this. That little edge there is driving me crazy. Get in there nice before my glue dries. Get it all lined up. Yeah, I think that looks it. I gotta move that down a little bit. All right, so that one is there. Oh, a little crooked. There we go. Little crooked. Oops. All right. So then we're going to go ahead and cut that. Oh, that moved a little bit. There we go. I'm going to have to trim it a tiny bit. It doesn't matter if they both line up absolutely perfectly because they're going to be in different parts of the book. Okay, so if I wanted to now, I could take my other washi tape and put that on there like that, which I may do because I think it looks kind of cool, and put it on the other side also. Not sure yet. Haven't made up my mind. But in any case, what that does is that allows me to have my signature covers the same size as my pages. Okay, so I will do 2 of those like that. The other thing that I do with my pages is you would want to, if you're going to put any pockets or anything like that, like see this strip? This would make a great pocket, I think. So I'm going to take that here. And I don't usually do a lot of measuring. Well, I have the pen top in my mouth, so you probably can't hear me. And I would just take it and you can put that in your cutter. You can do whatever it is you want to do. I usually cut it a tiny bit under because you don't want it to hit the side. All right. And I don't do a lot of sewing on my little golden books, but this would be the part where if you're sewing, you would want to do that. I'm going to just go ahead and glue this in. Now, because you're not sewing, you could definitely do this part later, okay? I'm just showing you what you could do, all right? So, you know, you can definitely go ahead and sew in your signatures and add whatever you want to later. And a lot of times I do that, and I probably will do that for this one. But I just wanted to show you that you could do that. You could take, let's see, now I don't know if I like that on there too much. Where did my other paper go that I cut? There we go. So this paper, I would save that because I would use that as a page in my book, okay? So that's something you may want to consider. And then let's see the other one. I think I had this one. I wanted to show you this. I love this. I think this would work really well, but I don't want the word Santa to be cut in half if I did it 6 by 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get that straight. And I can tell right away that's crooked, but oh well, let's see. It's a little better. Okay, so here is this, and I didn't do it straight in half because I really wanted this part to show. And if I take my pages, what you're going to see is this part is just a little off right here, okay? And on that, I think what I'm going to do with that, because I have enough of this, I can take it and just line it up right here and cut it if I have to. But on the back part, we have a bigger gap here, and that's where some of these other strips could work. Okay, so let's say for this one, again, I'm not going to fold this backwards because the pages, it would be upside down. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my piece to the length that I need it. All right, get my cutter out again. And I cut it at 8 last time. So make sure I cut the right part of it off. So I'm going to cut that. Again, this would be a great piece to put in the middle, okay, and use it for one of your pages. Or you know, if you don't want to see, like just because that's folded in the middle, you could take this and put it in your signature just like that, and it'd be, you know, then you're not cutting off any of the words. That's probably how I would use it, and maybe cut this down. Okay, so anyway, then I have this, right? And so now what I want to do is I want to make these the right width. And this is close to it. I could probably leave it alone. It would be fine. I mean, really not that much to add to it. This side, definitely, I think I'm going to take this because it has Frosty the Snowman on there. I just have to decide which side do I want to cover up, because let's see, how much of it is it going to cover up? Yeah, I think we want to go this side. And let's see. Gosh, I hate covering that much of it up. But let me see what I can do. This might work better, but it's actually too short. Okay. Well, I may have to, on this one, use some more of my other paper. Do I want to do the stripe? Do I want to do the holly? I think I'm going to do the holly. And that is, let's see. I probably want to make that about 1 3/4. Maybe a little bit more, actually. No, that'd be about right. 1 3/4. Okay. So I'm going to cut a strip of this off at 1 3/4 and try and cut it straight. Okay. So I'm going to take this because too much of Frosty would have been cut off and I don't think it would have looked good. And we're going to do basically the same thing. I should have put my pin back in. That would have helped. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, this thing's almost empty. And we're going to do exactly the same thing as we did on the other one. Only we have a little bit bigger piece, and that's fine. We're going to line that up with the edge. First of all, we got to get our papers in there straight. Okay, and then line that up with the edge and the bottom. Oh, it is not lined up at all. Gonna have to move that down a little. It's lined up with the edge. Okay, so then we have our other piece here. And honestly, guys, I think I'm probably not going to add anything to that because it's so little. I actually should have folded it probably right at that where it would have been perfect, because I don't think you're going to notice it when we get done with it. So I think I'm just going to leave it like that. So basically what we've done then is we've made our two signature covers in there to put in our journal, and I just do that on just the covers. I might take this and put it on there. Let's see, I think it would look good, but I have to do it on both sides because it's sticky, or I have to put something on the other side. Let's see, I could put this there. It's such a small amount. Let's see, let's just do it because I'm dying to use this stuff. But it is really such a small amount. It's going to cover, how much of it is it going to cover? I wonder if I could cut that in half. I have other Christmas washi tape, but I like the thickness of this, but I don't want to cover Santa up there. I could put it on the inside like I did the others. I'm going to think on that, but anyway, you guys get my drift on that. Okay, so now after that, what I'm going to do, let me go through some of my other pages. I'm going to go through all of my other papers that have a border, okay? And I'm going to take this, take my cutter, and just basically cut off the border, okay? I don't use this cutter when I'm cutting all my papers because I have like a big trimmer that I just basically do it all on, but just for this, I'm showing you what I'm doing, so, okay. Okay, so then what I do on my papers that I want to use, either I print them and I put them in this way, or I'm just going to put them in with white on the other side, or I back them, or I print on both sides. On this case, what I did is I decided what I think I'm going to do, I think that goes with that, is I'm going to just take my papers and get my glue stick out. and I am just going to make sure they're right side up. I am just going to back them back to back, okay? And if they're a little off, I can trim them. But the reason I'm doing that is this paper is really thin, and I want to have probably about 2 or 3 of these in each signature, just to add a different look to it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And you probably only should do this if you have, you know, thinner paper, and that's what this is. So I do them back to back a lot of times, but on this one I didn't, just because the paper was thin enough that I wanted to be able to do this. Okay, and then I make sure the easiest way to do this is to line up the bottom first on the edge, get it all lined up. Okay, and like I said, it may not fit perfectly 50-50, but you can trim it, you can ink it, and then I'm going to get these in half. All right. Make sure there's no bubbles in there. All right, and then usually what I will do with that is I will ink it on the edges, because there's always going to be some spots that you have not, you know, gotten in there perfectly, and there's some little weight showing, or you can trim it a little bit if it's off. But most of the time, this will hide any of those little white spots that we have. Okay. And I like to use old paper when I'm doing stuff that's not super, you know, real vintagey, but just maybe the retro, just so it's, because it's not so dark, but yet it still inks it up a little bit. Okay. So anyway, I didn't do the inside. I have to do that. And that one's a little bit long. See where that's sitting there? And I would just go like that. Not too much. It's okay to have a little bit of white, but you don't want a lot. And then just go around the edges. Okay. So I would do that to all of my pages that I'm going to put in there, and get those ready to go in there. Let's see what else. Any of the bags that I have, what I do with those, put that back on here, is I take those and I will take them and fold them in half with a little tiny overlap, or actually the best way to do it, I take my pinking shears and I trim, this is the side with that on it, and I trim it just right at a slither right at the edge, and I use my pinking shears or any kind of decorative scissor you have just to kind of give it a better look there. And then I fold them in half, so that way they're 50-50, okay? At that point, what you can do is, if you want to, you can just cut a little circle or half circle or whatever you want to put in there, or scalloped edge, just to show you have an opening. There we go. Okay, oops, that cut a little weird, but that's all right. You don't have to do that. I mean, a lot of times they come with that. You can use a circle, you can use whatever it is you want to use. I just picked this up because it was handy. Okay, and then, you know, that's how I'd put them in there. And then what I would do on this, where you have this part right here, there's one of two things you can do. You can glue this down and have a little side pocket, or you can glue it down and make like a little, put something over it. Usually I put something over it, okay? This side, you know, you can fold it either way. It's going to work. But I hide this part of it by putting usually something on here, and that's how I sew them in. It's basically like that. Okay, so I would do that to all of my bags, And like I said, your other small cutoffs and pieces you can put in there. The other thing that you may want to use, and I left them over here, so I'm going to grab them real quick, is you may want to take like Christmas cards that you have or something like that, and maybe put a few of those in there, and it adds a different dimension to it. Doilies, any type of papers that you think you may want to put in there, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stop the camera and get the papers ready and show you what it looks like, how it's going to look before you put it in your signature, okay? Okay, so I'm back, and I've cut out all my papers, and I went ahead and put some of that tape on that I wanted and added some pockets. These are our signature covers that I made, and I added a pocket in front. I added a pocket here, one over here, and another one back here. On this one, I added a little one in front, another one in the back, okay, and then a couple of them over here, and then one on the side. Okay, so anyway, and these are what we are going to fill with our papers that I've cut. So the way I'm going to do that is I am just going to I have all my papers out here, have them all ready to go. They're all cut, and I just start pulling from them, and I will basically try and put equal amounts in each one, okay? And, you know, divvy up the different papers. So here we have our first signature, and here's all of the pages, and remember from our first video, we mark them, okay? So the way I do it is I have my signature cover, and then what I do is I have my first page. I just leave them all there, and I think, well, do I want this as my first page? And most of the time I do, so I just leave it like that. And then I want something here, and I'm gonna put, and I have all my papers in front of me, all kind of sitting out. I'm gonna put a piece of tracing paper there. Then I think I want to put maybe a piece of my dyed paper in there, okay? So I'm going to put that there. Then I want to put one of my pages that I had. I think I'll put this one there, okay? So that's going to go right there. All right, and then I think I want to put maybe one of these, and I folded them all to get them ready, and I've cut the height on all of them, and if I needed to, the width, so they're ready to go. I have my bags over here, and I probably should have put one in earlier, so I think maybe I'll put one of these bags over there. And I think right here what I'm going to do, I have these envelopes that fit in here well. I'm going to put one of those in there. And what I'm going to do with these envelopes is I'm going to sew that in. And on this end, I have my 2 Norman Rockwell pictures. I'm going to put those in here, and then I'm just going to fold those out. So, but I'm going to just sew them in, and I will add those later, okay? So let me put those aside. So that's where my envelope's going to go. And I really want to add another page, so maybe I do that. Okay. I have some more of these little, just these little pieces that I can put in the middle. I don't know if I like how that looks there. Let me see. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take another one of these and put it next to the yellow there. That'll look good. All right, and then you know what else I want? I want another page. So when I say page, it's actually 2 pages. So you're gonna put, we put 1 down, we're going to put 2 down. Okay. So now I think I'm going to put this, now I'm going to put another piece of tracing paper. Okay. And I'm kind of looking at all of my papers as I'm doing this and hoping that I'm putting them in there evenly. And if not, I mean, they're not in there permanently. Okay, and I think I want to put another one of those bags in there, but I think I'm going to put this big red one, but I don't want 2 of those together. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to put my green paper in there now. I think that would look good. Okay, and then I think I'm going to put, let's see, I have 2 of those in there. I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go ahead and put this bag in there because I think that would look kind of cool. And then I'm going to put, let's see. So how many of these other pages do I have? I just have 1, so I need another one. So I think I'm going to put that page in there, or maybe a different one. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I'll put, let's see, maybe I'll put this one in there. I think that would look good. So then I'm going to put that one in there. Okay, I've got to put this back. This is, you have to put all 3 of your sets. See, this is page 3, but it goes all the way back. You know, this is the whole, both sides that goes in there. And then I think I'm going to put, now did I put any of these in there? I don't think so. So I think maybe I'll put that here. And then I'll put this over here. And I want to put a Christmas card in the middle. But I don't know if I want that to be the middle of my signature. I didn't put this yellow in anywhere, and I really wanted to. So let me see where I'm going to put that. Put that right there. And then I'll put this Christmas card, I think, in the middle. Okay. So I think I got everything in there. Oh, wait, I wanted to put one of these doilies in. So I have to figure out a place to put that. And this is where I'll just go through and kind of check it out. I don't know if that would look good there. I think it'd look good maybe right here. Or maybe behind that. I think I'm going to put that right here. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to put in that first signature. I'm going to count. Let's see what I have. And don't worry if they're all even or uneven right now. We'll fix all that in a minute. Okay, so I count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So that's about right. I think that'll work. So anyway, that is one signature for my journal. Now I'm going to do the other one, and I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. As I'm just going to take, I have my pages numbered again. That's why I keep them numbered, so that I, know. I just lay them to the side and then add them in as I go. So I'll take the first one off, and I've got these 2. Now this one, because it's not the first page, I might put something in another, like I may just put this green here. Okay, and then put that there. Might put my tracing paper in there. Okay, and then my next page, let's see. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this over here, And then I'm going to take this bag. Do I want to put that there? Yeah, I think I'll put that there. Then I'm going to put that there. Possibly that there. Okay. And I don't know if I want to put that there yet. I might want to put one of these in there. Let's see what else I'm going to put in there. I might put, this is my music that I'm going to put in there. I'll put that in there. I do need to put another one of these. And I'm going to go ahead and put another paper in there like that, another page. And then maybe I will put, another one of these in there. Yeah, or put that there. Okay, and then maybe put a doily in there. And I might put a piece of vellum. No, I think I'm going to put this in there. And then I'm going to put a piece of vellum. Okay, and I really wanted to put one of those bags in here. So I may go back and put it right here. Where's the other one? Is it back a ways? I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah, I think I could put that there. Okay. And then I probably want to put this somewhere. So let me think. Where would that fit well? Got that one up there. I don't want it too close to the other one, so let's see. I may just take that out and put it right there. Okay, and then I may just go ahead and I'm going to put that in the middle. And I have another card that I'm going to put in the middle. Okay, and then maybe I'll go back. I figure out where I'm going to put this doily. I think I'll put it right here. Okay, and that is pretty much, oh, I got to put my other envelope in there so I have room to put my thing. I think I'll put it right there. All right, guys, so there we have our second one, and it should have similar pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we're about the same. We have one more in the other. If I want to, I can add another one in here and make it equal, but it really doesn't matter. I just wanted to have at least 20, not more than 21 in each one. So anyway, those are my papers and those are my signatures that I'm going to get ready to sew in, and that's what we will do the next time. We will sew these signatures into this book and finish it up, put all the lace and trim and do all that on there. And you need to have for next time, I put lace and trim on all of my pages of the book in my journal, okay? So, you know, if you want that, you need to have that. Also, if you want to make your tassel, you need to have whatever trims and laces that you want for that. Some sort of ring type closing. It could be just a, you know, little closure or whatever, but something round to loop it through. And a clip if you want to clip it on. And that is what we will do as far as that goes. You need to have what you're going to use to sew in your signature. I use wax thread and an awl and a needle, so you'll need that. And also, if you're going to put buttons on the side, like I did, you need to have some buttons that will match, or not match, but go with your journal that you're doing, okay? And it depends on the size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 10 buttons total. Usually that's about on average what I use. You don't have to have that many, but that's what I use. So anyway, guys, that's what we're going to do next time. We're going to go ahead and sew in our signatures and with the buttons on. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and make our tassel. And also, I will put the corner pieces on just in case y'all don't know how to do those. And that's pretty much all I'm going to do to it. All of the decorating and things like that, and you know, that's kind of something that I leave up to you, because I think that that's something that's, you know, kind of personal. But anyway, that's it. And so part 3 will be on Thursday. If I don't get it out on Thursday, it'll be out on Sunday, because I am going out of town. But I'm going to try and upload it and get it out there on Thursday. Okay, guys, take care.